Hello, this is Sean Mitchell. I am the Lab Systems Product Manager. I'm here today to talk about the PureTec TFF system. The PureTec system is a software-driven laboratory-scale TFF system. Its maximum flow rate is about 2.2 liters per minute. And what it can do over a manual system is that it can automatically adjust the TMP in constant pressure mode, or it'll automatically adjust the flow rate if you want to do constant flow rate. That allows you to just set the system for, say, 16 psi of TMP and hit run, and then you can walk away because it's got a scale and it knows when it reaches a certain concentration. So if there's 500 milliliters in the vessel over here and you want a concentration factor of 2, we know that when there's 250 grams on the scale that your concentration is complete. So that's how the system saves you a lot of time over the manual system. Also with the manual system, you'll typically be using analog pressure gauges. Well, you don't have to do that anymore with the PureTec system because we have our patented single-use SciPress sensors. These sensors are pre-calibrated. They're single-use if you want them to be. Otherwise, you can clean them with sodium hydroxide, or you can autoclave them or gamma irradiate them. And you don't have to write down the pressures because the pressures are automatically written to an Excel spreadsheet with a connected laptop over here. See, the data is written, in this case, every 30 seconds. In order to achieve this level of automation, we need a lot of connectivity. Let's take a look at the back of the PureTec system. It's very easy to connect because all of the cables only fit in one place. Here we have the 3 pressure sensor connections, which are just standard RJ11 telephone connectors. They clip in just like that. There's P1, P2, and P3. There's a USB cable shown here, which is going to my laptop, and the SciLog software. SciLog is not included, by the way. It's an extra charge. This cable here is a balanced communication cable, which allows the system to automatically monitor and record and make decisions based on the balance values. And again, that only fits in one spot, and it's labeled, it's hard to see, but it is labeled S1 for scale. Here's the on-off switch for the PureTec and the power cord. So that's pretty much all there is to connecting it. It's easier to connect than a personal computer that you might buy, a desktop. The PureTec was engineered to be very easy to use. It has 4 operation modes. Let's look at them. If I had to exit 3 times, I end up at my home screen, which is constant rate mode. The other modes are the setup mode, manual mode, and constant pressure mode. Constant pressure is where you can set a TMP, like 15 or 16 psi, and then have the system automatically do your concentration or dye filtration for you. Setting up your TFF run is really just a matter of setting a few parameters within one of the several menus that I just showed you. Let's go ahead and take a look at an example of changing a parameter, because if you can change one parameter, you can change all of them. I'm going to go into the constant pressure mode, and I'm going to change the tubing size. Right now we're using number 16 tubing for Masterflex. And so I'm going to hit select and then edit, and you can see that this allows me to change the pump tubing. I hit the select button, and there's several different tubing sizes. I can get to them by using the up and down arrows. There's 17, 18, 15, and in this case the default happens to be 16. So I'm going to choose 16 and hit select. That's how you change a parameter. Another very important setting for our constant pressure TFF run is obviously going to be the pressure. Let's see if I can find that. Remember, constant pressure mode, edit. We go down through the menus. There's response factor, a clear cumulative, a menu to zero the pressure sensors, an alarm enable, an alarm limits, and then here's pump PRESS, that's pump pressure. I'm going to hit select, and I'm going to change it to, say, 30 psi. Let's go 20. And then I hit select, and there we have our TMP value. Very simple. I mentioned before that the PureTec can do automatic concentration. How would we set that up? The way that we do that is just by telling the PureTec to automatically stop when it reaches a certain permeate value on the scale. To do that, I'm going to enable the filtrate quantity alarm. So we go to Alarm Enable, and I'm going to look for something called the filtrate quantity alarm. There's a runtime alarm, a low pressure alarm, a low flow alarm. Filtrate quantity alarm. Hit select. Now I can either alarm only, which means just sound an audible warning once I hit my concentration, or my permeate quantity. I can turn it off completely, or I can tell the pump to stop. I think I want the pump to stop. So what weight on the scale is going to actually stop it at? We have to tell the PureTec pump that information as well. And that's where the alarm limits come in. So I go to the alarm limits, I go to filtrate quantity, hit select, and now I get to choose which quantity in grams that I want the pump to alarm on. And I'm just going to choose arbitrarily something that will get us there pretty quickly, 15 grams. So if we had a 30 gram retentate, then this would be a 2x concentration. Select. At this point we are ready to run. I'm going to hit exit. Constant pressure mode. Now I can execute all those parameters that I just edited. I can also prime the tubing here. I'm going to execute. It says scale initialization. And press run when ready. It is now tearing the scale. I'm looking over at the scale. It's got 0 grams on it. Tears automatically. And it's just going to run and try to maintain a TMP of 20. Let's back out. We can see the tandem 1081 head is running, and we can also see that the pressure is 20 psi. We can see here that SciLog is in fact collecting data, in this case every 5 seconds. We've got a few different parameters, including cumulative volume, filtrate quantity, pressures 1, 2, and 3, transmembrane pressure, and many, many more. So that's SciLog recording data for us. And the last thing I need to show you is that when the scale reaches the 15 grams, which would represent a 2x concentration, that the PureTec will automatically stop. So it's got 13, and just for the video I'm going to gently increase it until it hits 15, and it should stop. And there you have it. Stopped at 15. I'd like to thank you for your interest in SciLog's product, and thank you for your time. And please feel free to call me or any of us here at SciLog with any questions at the number shown here. Thanks a lot.